star of this show, buddy.
You know, it's funny because I was
Okay, I'm calling this to order. I'd like to call this meeting of the Public Works Committee of the City of Rapid City to order on Tuesday, January 29th at 12:30. Our first order of business is roll call and determination of quorum. Here? John Robert? Here. Thank you. Next up is the adoption of the agenda.
moved to adopt.
Nordstrom moves to adopt. Robert seconds. All in favor? Aye. The agenda is adopted. Now it's time for general public comment, a time for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the committee on any issue, not limited to items on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any issue not in the agenda except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of the city council, of the council members present. And I have no slips, and I have no people clamoring to speak, so general public comment is now closed. Now we'll go to consent items 1 through 22. Public comment is now open. Having no consent or request for speaker slips, I will now close public comment. Next is up to the committee to remove any consent items they would like to vote on or discuss at this time. Chair recognizes Richie Nordstrom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item number 8, please.
Okay. Seeing no other lights, the chair would like to remove 15, 19, and 22. So I need a motion to approve the remainder.
Second.
Motion by Amanda Scott and second by Nordstrom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That brings us to item number 8. This is Public Works. Authorize mayor and finance officer to sign real property purchase agreement between the City of Rapid City and Marcella and Patrick Jones for the property at 103 East Anamosa Street in the amount of $61,500, and to sign all necessary paperwork to effectuate the sale. And Chair recognizes Richie Nordstrom.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I may first make a motion to authorize the mayor and finance officer to sign the purchase agreement.
Okay, there's a motion and a second, and you retain the floor. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions, I believe, for the city attorney's office. I've received some correspondence from folks about concern about snow removal up on the sidewalk in front of this residence. Have we been able to address that issue, and also if there is any outstanding fines, penalties, any kind of that, will that revert to the new owners?
There aren't any existing fines or penalties or assessments or anything. My understanding is that Parks and Rec staff have taken care of the snow removal at the property and will continue to do that until the closing occurs.
Thank you. I just want to make sure the people that were contacting me about this understand that we are doing something about it to address the issue. So with that concern, I yield.
Thank you, Councilman Nordstrom. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and the motion passes. On to item 15, approve change order number 1 to Semler Manufacturing, Inc. for Parkview ASA Bathroom / Concessions Project number 17-2393 for an increase of $4,285. And I would like to direct a couple questions to our Parks and Rec Director, Jeff. You might? Okay, go ahead. All right. Motion by Scott to approve, second by Nordstrom, and now I can ask my questions. Thank you. Jeff, so could you explain this to us? This is just a project we already have going. It doesn't build bathrooms. I mean, they're much more expensive than this, so what is the $4,000 charge for?
Well, this is a project that was approved as a vision project during the last round of vision funding. There was $200,000 approved for this project. It was bid, and the bid came in at $189,900. This change order is for some additional items that were not part of the original bid, including a curb stop at the building, water sprinkler sleeves, a concrete block retaining wall, and a concession window, which all totals $4,285. So that's what this change order is from. And with this change order, the adjusted price is $194,185 for the project.
Still within the limits of the
Yes.
grant? Okay. All right, well, that's the end of my questions on this particular item. So all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And the motion carries. We're on to item 19. Authorize staff to advertise for design-build fire suppression systems in the Parks and Recreation Office in Halley Park, the concession building in Dinosaur Park, and the clubhouses at Meadowbrook and executive golf courses for an estimated cost of $200,000. Move to approve. Okay. I'll second. Okay. Motion to approve by Nordstrom, second by Drew. Okay. Now I have some questions. All right, so we're doing these particular buildings. Was there any particular thing that happened that would move us to think that these needed extra fire suppression equipment?
Well, these sites, the concessionaire building up at Dinosaur Park has sustained at least one fire in the past, and it's one that we've been budgeting for and have had budget dollars for in our CIP for a number of years. We then subsequently have been budgeting for these additional buildings where we conduct business, where we have a lot of inventory that are not currently sprinklered. So these 4 sites then we're going to roll into one project that will take care of fire suppression systems in all of these buildings.
Do you think you have other buildings that you're concerned about for fire suppression or sprinklering?
You know, we have storage buildings and things like that, which aren't as much of a concern as these buildings. These buildings have staff stationed at there that work there all the time. They have computers and they have other things, as well as the actual asset of the building itself. So at this time, we feel comfortable that if we can get these fire suppressed, we'll be in pretty good shape.
So we might see some more requests from you in the future, though, on other buildings?
If so, it would be quite a ways in the future, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, the motion is to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
And the motion passes. Go on to item 22, also a parks issue. Request approval from the City Council for the Urban Forestry Committee to apply for a grant from Black Hills Energy in the amount of $10,000 to replace ash trees that will be removed in Canyon Lake Park, city property, and West Boulevard, and other locations deemed necessary by the city forester. Move to approve? Second. Moved by Drew, second by Scott, and I'd like to retain the floor. So, could you explain to me how this came to be that we're asking Black Hills Energy for a grant to remove these trees?
Yes, I could. Our Urban Forestry Board operates kind of under our Parks and Rec Advisory Board. It's made up of citizens from the community, as well as staffed by our urban forester, Andy Bernard. And we have developed an emerald ash borer strategy and management plan, and part of that plan calls for the gradual removal of ash trees in our parks and our public municipal grounds. They discovered that there was a grant available from Black Hills Energy for $10,000 that will help replace those trees that are removed. And so this was a project that they've undertaken, and since they are part of our department, we are the ones forwarding their request.
So this isn't paying for removal, this is paying for replacement?
That is correct, yes. It's just for replacement only.
Thank you, Jeff. I will go now to Amanda Scott,
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple follow-up questions.
of course.
Thank you. So when you say replacement, it's the purchase of the trees?
Correct.
Okay. And just wanted to ask you, because I believe, Jeff, you had already indicated in the past that this grant has no matching funds from the city. So this is a true grant where the city is getting, or the Urban Forest Committee is getting this money and doesn't have to put forth any other money to accept this grant.
That is also correct, yes. There is no match, no city match involved with this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Richie Nordstrom,
Thank you, Madam Chair. A question for Mr. Bigler, please.
of course.
Jeff, with the cooperation or collaboration with Black Hills Energy, this is not a new or first time. You've done this in the past on several occasions, am I correct?
I believe so, yes. I don't have any information on that, but I know that they have provided trees for us in the past for different projects.
'Cause the ones that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head is Robbinsdale Park and I can't remember the name of the park, but it's down by the street department, just on the north side of that. Can you remind me
yes.
what the name of that park is?
Where the Rushmore Little League
Yes,
area?
yes.
Yes.
That's
they
the
did
ones,
provide
that's
some.
the two facilities that I
Correct.
recall Black Hills Energy being involved with
Yes,
that.
they've been great partners to work with.
Yes, absolutely, great partners on that. So I yield.
So once again, I just want to acknowledge the work the Parks Department has done in preparing us for the infestation of the emerald ash borer. As lovely as a bug as it is, it's much prettier than the pine beetle. But we do have to prepare, and I know you're getting us ready. I don't think this will be without some kind of concern from some of the groups that will be impacted by the removal of these trees. But thank you for your work on this and preparing us in advance, mitigating the damage that could be done. So all in favor of this motion?
Aye.
All opposed? And motion item 22 passes. That brings us to the end of the consent calendar.
Second.
Okay. We stand adjourned.